And we're live.
What's up, guys?
Hey, how's everybody doing tonight? We're here.
Well, let's pick up a little bit of viewers. I don't think nobody's there right now.
Well, we'll see. But when people watch this another time,
I think it's barely kicking in.
Let's fix this a little bit.
Let me see. We got one viewer right now. That one viewer, just give us a couple of minutes, trying to pick up the views a little bit. I know they'll pick up within a minute or two. So, what's up, everybody? Everybody that's tuning in today. It's our fourth Lonestar podcast.
Yeah, episode 4, guys. Episode 4 in the Lonestar podcast. Coming to you live with no BS, right, Billy?
No bullshit.
No BS. No
just
BS.
the way it is. Got a lot of good shit to talk about.
We have a lot of good stuff, guys. Just a little preview. If you guys want to check out the City Council, City of Eagle Pass Facebook page, I was there in attendance to give an opinion. I was given my 3 minutes. I went ahead and discussed what I thought about the evaluation of the city manager coming up, and they were going to discuss that. It was item number 8. I invite y'all to go check that out before I even talk about it, or maybe after this episode that we have here, so you guys can see the explosions that happened. And you know, they're real quick, Billy, let me just touch on this.
Go for it, buddy.
There shouldn't be any type of reaction in any sort of way by a commissioner, by a city councilman, city councilwoman. I mean, we hold them to the highest regards whenever we go and vote for these people. So I was pretty surprised at the reaction that was the reaction that came out, right?
Yes.
So we'll talk about that a little bit later. I think we have enough to get this ball rolling. So first and foremost, today I had the opportunity to attend a swearing in of our newest attorney in Maverick County. So what we do want to do here on the Lonestar podcast is salute him and say congratulations to Ruben Ramos.
Ruben, shout out, Ruben.
You know,
we love you, brother, and great accomplishment. And I saw a great turnout of attorneys.
No, yeah, there was a lot of people out there in support. There was public, there was family. There was, I think there was only 2 of us from the media there. But we went to go cover because, he's a good kid coming from a good family. And, we want to support that. Yes, and there's 2 brothers and a dad that are attorneys. And, you're following in the father's footsteps.
Yes, that's quite an accomplishment right there.
We do want to, give credit where it's due, and there's Ruben, you see, and Ruben always happens to catch our show, whether it's the Rising Text and Lonestar podcast. We appreciate you, Ruben, and congratulations, and we look forward to a lot of good stuff.
I had a pleasure of meeting Ruben a couple of months ago during the election for the mayor, and man, great guy, full of energy. Guy he knows his shit, man. Very man of conviction, the way he talks, the way he approaches people. So, Ruben, once again, in behalf of the Lonestar podcast, congratulations on behalf of me and Billy Perez and Isaak Ruiz.
And like I mentioned, great guy, good family. They're there to. He's gonna have a good stepping stone, a good lead to do the right things the way his family is. I mean, we see a lot of good things coming out from his mom.
Hey, you never know. We might have him as a future county judge, his brother probably a future district judge, and his dad future.
We can never tell if something like that comes, right?
Sonita, welcome finally, Sonita Moreno. Finally, you were able to tune in. Shout out to Juanita Lazo. Thank you for showing up to the Lonestar podcast. I want to kick off real quick. We're just going to touch the sports part real quick. I know there's people out there that do watch sports, and a big bomb that was dropped in the NFL yesterday. John Gruden resigned from the Los Angeles Raiders do you think it's fair, Isaac, for
Las Vegas
Raiders, yes, for something that happened 10 years ago, and now the NFL was literally tearing him apart. So
no, yeah, it's
unbelievable.
it's horrible, man. Now, this is where like that thin line where you try to write it as much as you can, and it was something that happened a long time ago or several times and everything. And the thing is that
I read the slur, whatever he said, and it was nothing biggie. Like, there's worse owners out there. There's worse people that say worse stuff out there. There's people that say worse racial slurs. On the Super Bowl, they hire all these rappers to say bad words and do things that are, out of place, and yet for something so little. But you know what it is, man? Is that cancel culture bullshit going on.
And if those were his opinions, I mean, they're his opinions. I mean, we all have opinions, and I think that's where everything gets blown out of proportion. Is that, you know what? If you don't like to watch the Lonestar podcast, I understand. That's your opinion. You're not going to offend me. You're not going to offend Billy.
No.
But there is people that watch. So that's why we keep on coming back and bringing you more, content. But that's where that thin line comes to where people are getting so offensive nowadays. Sensitive. And I think Billy has what is it, Billy?
Black Rifle coffee cup that reads "fuck your sensitivity."
There you go.
Because everybody gets so offended. Por eso digo yo, you know what? When somebody approaches me and tells me, "Hey, que estás bien gordito," ni modo, I'm not gonna get offended because I am chubby. I'm gordito. So what? Pero I'm not gonna go and call the police and file a harassment because I'm so sensitive and I got offended. But I think, who is it? Mitchell? Somebody, Jason Mitchell. That's the world we live today. That's in the world we live in today. Unfortunately, it's not getting any better. That's unfortunately. Also, shout out to Huicho de la Torre. Saludos, Huicho. Thank you for watching. Good man, good small business owner here in Eagle Pass. That's another man his son, law enforcement officer, and then Albert's kids turns out to be law enforcement officers, I believe, somewhere north of San Antonio. So shout out to the De La Torre family. Great family. Every time I go visit him, I don't even want to leave there, but I know he's got a job to do and I got a job to do. But shout out to the De La Torre family. And going back again, it's very unfortunate the world we're living in today, and God knows what's going to happen. Isaac, I hear that I was talking to a friend of mine from the Border Patrol just today, and I think they're going to take it up to litigation, and they're not going to get vaccinated, and they're not going to get fired. Well, technically speaking, they're supposed to get fired, but they're not going to leave.
I mean, to me, what's going on here is just a cat and mouse game. I mean, they do one, they do another, and what we need to realize that's politics. That's politics, and at the federal level, everybody tries to throw dirt on each other, points fingers at the other one, and tries to stay clean. You know what I'm saying? But that's the scale that we're living in right now. That's the world we're living in right now. As Jason Mitchell mentioned, that the world we are is a political arena. It's a political stage. And that's where the division comes, because they touch on people's, or the audiences, the voters. It touches on y'all's emotions on certain issues, and it divides. So, I mean, I know a lot of people try to say that, Trump created this division. But I think more than anything, he let us know that there was stuff going on behind the curtains, yes. which is what we have been saying, is that there's things that are going on, and it's here local, it's here in our state and federal, it's national, federal level. There's stuff going on. We don't know exactly what's going on, but it's just what the news media tells us, what our government tells us. And then you have a whole slew of whistleblowers that are coming forward to tell us what's going on. So,
and it just takes a little bit to rattle the snake, Isaac.
Oh, I found that out today.
Yes, which we're going to get there, but you got USA, just relax. USA, it's coming. It's going to be a very interesting podcast. Guys, Go ahead and like our page and share it. Make sure we're getting shared. So anybody that's out there right now, all those people, Mitchell, Huicho, Fremael, Sarai, please share my Marta Ruiz. Go ahead and share it so people can tune in. So anyways, going back to...
I'd like to, Joey.
That's Joey right there.
That's our buddy Joey.
Mr. Number One and they say that I say a lot of bad words. That guy gets bad. No, I don't get bad.
See, the thing is that we know why Joey is on YouTube right now.
Yeah, and not on Facebook.
But we love that guy, man. He was a big...
Saludos to Mari Ruiz. She is one of our great followers. She follows you, the Rising Texan. And
I appreciate that.
She's also been following us. Saludos to Vito Ruiz, the husband. Great Border Patrol guy. Oh. That guy, Victor, I don't want to see you right now, brother. Por tu culpa ando bien desvelado.
That's him. Get at him, not at me, Victor.
This guy and you, Victor. There you go. Saludos, Mari Ruiz. But don't mess with the rattlesnake, brother. Look at what Southwest Airlines and a bunch of airline and pilots did you hear about that? Did you guys hear about that one?
Wow.
They're on strike, so don't even plan. Thank you, Sarai, for sharing the video. You see, when you guys share it, our viewers go up, so I would appreciate it. Paco, go ahead and share a video, Paco. Saludos, Ana Esquivel. She's a great designer. She's working on some stuff for me, so I want to send out a shout out from Del Rio, Texas. Ana Esquivel. Go ahead and write me the name of your business, Ana, so I can send a shout out and recognize your business in Del Rio, Texas, which we also covered Del Rio, by the way. And we're going to cover a little bit of Del Rio of what happened.
Hello, well, let's just go ahead and get into that.
Well, we're going to the strike.
Oh, okay.
My buddy was in Kansas City looking at the Kansas City Chiefs, and they told him when he was ready to fly out with his son, they say, you know what? Good luck, buddy. You're going to be stuck here for about 8 to 20 days because these guys are not going to fly. They're mandating them to take that vaccine. They say, you know what? The heck with you. We're a union. Screw you. FJB. Oh. They told him to.
Again?
Is that A&M Media Productions. So shout out to A&M Media Productions. Ana, saludos. All the way from Del Rio, Texas.
So again, I mean, they're saying, a simple and easy, funny little comment, 3 words, all around the world.
Oh yeah, 3 words.
3 words all around the world.
LGBT.
That they're, all around the country, that they're screaming at any and every type of stadium or gathering that gathers the masses.
And we're talking 80 to 90,000 people in the stadium.
Now, if there were so many supporters, they'd be able to drown out I don't want to say haters, but the contrary to what it is.
To FJB calling out. But yeah, so hola Isaac, Debbie Nieto, saludos Debbie. I think she's from Del Rio, I believe, right, Debbie? Debbie, I stop at your store every Monday when I go do my deliveries in Del Rio. And I know I remember her face. So shout out to Debbie in Del Rio, Texas. Thank you for tuning in to the Lonestar podcast. Yes, to Southwestern Airline loves. It's unbelievable, and they're gonna get on strike, and it's like the fire is starting to turn on, brother, because there are thousands and thousands of pilots. There's no flights. There's a bunch of flights canceled. Yeah. My buddy, luckily, was another Chiefs fan was at that Arrowhead Stadium. Mm-hmm. Well, from Eagle Pass that drove over there on his Jeep. So he was able to hitch a ride, or else he's like, Bill, or else either I would have had to rent a car to drive back to Eagle Pass, but the thing is that everybody rented a car, so there were no cars to rent.
Wow.
So, and they took out one of the airline pilots, the last one to stop, I guess, flying, took out a flag with a rattlesnake outside and said, this is for you, Joe Biden. And the rattlesnake said, don't threaten me. So, which is something similar to you.
Which is what they're saying now. Let's go, Brandon. And a big shout out to Randy Clark, actual author, that we have from a big media source, and he's covering the border all over the border, all over that.
Martin,
we
thank
congratulate you for the service you gave to the Border Patrol for so many years. It's admirable. Again, speaking up on your website that you contributed, and we appreciate what you do as well. So thank you for tuning in.
Martin, thank you, Mr. Clark, for tuning in. But yes, and it only takes a little spark to light up the fire, brother, and why the most guy get arrested. John Mitchell. Can you elaborate more on that, Mitchell? Because we don't know. We got the cops already coming. Bad boys. It's an ambulance.
I don't think you should joke like that.
Isaac was about to hit under, run through the back doors.
I'm not here.
Isaac was like, give me liberty or give me death. Lupio Navejas. Hey, thank you, Mr. Clark. Put Lupio Navejas. Lupio's my AR shooting gun rifle going, what do you call the gun range buddy? My gun range buddy. Saludos, Lupio Navejas, Eagle Pass Independent School District. Shout out.
I'm telling you,
hey, calm down. We're waiting. Hey, you know what, guys? We're not gonna. If you don't share it, if we don't get to like 40 or 50 views, no va a haber chismecito. And he's not even chismecito because it's the truth, and it's the proof is in the pudding. It was recorded. You can see it on a specific link. Everything. So we're at 37. I said 40. So once we hit 40,
we had passed 40 a little bit earlier, though.
You know, if we pass 40 right now. Es la del precinto 2 going for you guys. No, I don't think so.
No, apparently the one for precinct 2 attempted to get our good friend for the show, Mr. Banda. And apparently the paperwork on that has been requested by his attorneys, but it has not been produced by the county. So let's dive a little bit into the county right now, since we're talking about the county. Now, guys, I know you recently, if you guys follow TRT News Media, we recently put out a request requesting funding from the American Rescue Plan that was approved or pushed by Let's Go Brandon. Approved a American Rescue Plan that was supposed to help businesses and individuals that were hurt during the pandemic. There has been plenty of complaints, guys. Multiple complaints by multiple businesses and individuals on the Maverick County's handling of these procedures, of these funds. So in response to that, since we saw multiple complaints, what the Rising Texan News Media did was that they went ahead and requested for people, the names, the funding, who was approved, who was disapproved. We want to see the documentation.
And they came up with the biggest bullshit in the world.
After the 10 days, because you're allowed 10 days and you have to respond. So after these 10 days, they submitted a request to the Attorney General to deny us their opinion, if it's all right for them to deny us the information. Now, just wrap your head around that. They want to deny us public information on how public funds are being used. Yeah, we'll have a sip of coffee for that one.
And it's very simple. I mean, yes, they're gonna, like I said, they're gonna try to hide. They're gonna find loopholes to everything. You know, Victor, we're gonna get to that. Believe me, Victor, it's coming. Thank you, Sarai, again. Once again, guys, share our page so we can get a lot of more viewers. You know that the tyrant's gonna find a way to not disclose especially when it has to do with money. They're gonna find a loophole. They're gonna find, oh well, we can't do this or we can't because here it is. Here's the state of Texas saying, yes, I get it and I understand. But believe me, right now, there's here in Maverick County, it's scary. And in the city of Eagle Pass Council, it's scary, brother. It's like I wouldn't even I see these fucking tyrants and commissioners all fucking scared. I see the city hall like something's brewing in the air. It's so fucking thick I can touch it, brother.
I mean, well, we're talking about the county, and right now the thing with the county, we have several instances. Now they went and asked an opinion of Attorney General if they can share that information. Again, public funding should always be readily available for information or distribution to the public because those are taxpayer funds. Now, Maverick County has been notoriously known for not wanting, let's just say, not being transparent.
Yeah.
A good thing about that guy, or not a good thing, what I mean to say is the thing that's going on is that if you check out the agenda that's out right now, mind you, the last Maverick County meeting, they didn't even have an agenda posted online. I see it now. I looked for it, but then you get stuff that they do not give you the backup for information that they're putting. Now, just for instance, for the meeting coming up this week, you have discussion item number 19, item number 20. And they're both having to do with actions to approve budget amendments. I have seen for the past 8 years that the current judge has been sitting as the budget officer. There has never been any backup, and there's no way we can know what exactly these budget amendments are. Now, we don't get the information. The commissioners themselves don't get the information until right before the meeting. So you tell me, is that fair for other commissioners not to have this information readily available so they can look over? I know with the city, and I've commented on this before, at least the city puts the backup information into their agendas. So people can go and see what each item is about. The county that claims to be transparent is not.
They have never claimed to be transparent.
Well, I think in some meetings they
well, Jerry Morales said it because it's one of the few words in 2 years he opened up his mouth. But other than that, and then it came and bite him in the ass because in big transparency rule, and then you were able to prove him wrong in certain issues. So, but again, Maverick County has never been transparent, never. And elections are coming up, Isaac, and I keep reiterating that it's going down, and this time we're looking at about breaking records, my brother. People, I want people coming out to vote. People that are out there that have family and everything. We're gonna have to put it together. There's some announcements coming up pretty soon, which
we heard a rumored announcement of a possible Maverick County opponent to Judge Salcedo just this weekend. Yes. We're not going to disclose it at this time, but there is an announcement coming up soon. When it's made official, you guys will be the first ones to know, and we'll let you guys know through the TRT news media. But Billy was there, I was there. We heard the announcement
from the horse's mouth. Yes,
just because legal purposes for that candidate, I guess, or future candidate, we cannot divulge that information.
But it's coming. It's around the corner again.
But there is going to be somebody running against
David
Maverick County, current sitting judge, Maverick County.
David Salcedo,
yes.
Yeah, so he better enjoy that seat while it lasts, because the citizens are tired. They're tired of, all this stuff that's been going on. I keep saying, anybody that runs for any position, to be fair, it's supposed to be 8 years. Y ahí te guacho, vámonos. Why do we need somebody as is it a career politician? Then if it's a career politician, why the heck vote for him? Mejor just hire him and that's it. I hope that people realize this once we have a good quorum. Is that what it's called? Mm-hmm. Is it?
Well,
in the county?
I would say a good court.
Or a good court.
Yeah.
That hopefully, that's one of the things I would love to push if once once we have new people in the county, and I think the city did something like that. You have a little bit more. How many terms can a city councilman and a mayor?
The city, they're limited to 8, and that was recently changed by the last mayor, and that's where the issue came out of.
So when a city council wins, right? Mm-hmm. How many years can he be either reelected or what's the term?
2 terms. Two terms. 4-year terms, which equals 8. So you're gonna see terms next year coming out. Mr. Yolanda Ramon, Councilwoman Yolanda Ramon.
Okay.
Billy Davis, Councilman Billy Davis. He's already reached 2 terms.
Okay.
The only way they can stay on that governing body is Elias Diaz, I think, is on his 2nd term, or his first one was incomplete.
Yeah. No.
Well, I need to check.
It just depends because I think he went like halfway, maybe.
Yeah, it may have been.
Because remember, it was similar to Rolando's.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Now, well, I mean that's how it is. It is 4 years, 2 terms. The only way a councilman or woman can still stay in that capacity is if they jump to the mayor
to be elected mayor.
Yes. That's the only way that they get it. I guess the 8 years reset. So.
And the county needs to. Hopefully, once we get that handled, because you can't have a tyrant running Maverick County for 26 plus years, going on 30.
And I think that right now he has 2 terms or is it 3 terms as the county? Because he was also
he's going on his 3rd term as the county judge. Okay. That's 12 years, and I know he had 16 years as a county commissioner.
Close to 20, yes.
So close. So you had 16 and what? 16 and 12, that's what, like 20.
And then before that, he was a county constable.
Yes, that's correct.
So
but the county constable doesn't deal with the monies,
it's still a political position, and it is that's a career politician. That's at the grander scale of things that what we see with Joe Biden, who has been there
1970.
And
and look at him, the heck, how he's got this nation running, But again, we want to continue a tyrant running this county. Then, it's going to be up to the citizens of Maverick County, inside city limits and outside city limits. I want to 48 long years. Yes, I think that's what Joe Biden's been. 48 long years. Since I was a little kid, Debbie Nieto. Yes. But Debbie from Del Rio, Maddie Ruiz, 48 long years. We need a lawyer for county judge. Frankie, you make a good point. That is correct. But right now, what we need to first do is to get that tyrant out of the county. That's really, for all I care, we can put a monkey, and I'll be content with that, than to have a tyrant running Maverick County, because, career-long politicians, why don't he just apply for them? And then look at what he's doing. He's not dumb. Eso sí, I give credit to the tyrant. He hires 2 CPAs, bro. Chuyito Casas and John Cardenas. John Cardenas used to run H&R Block. Good friend of mine. I love him to death. We were raised together. Chuyito Casas happens to be a good close friend of the family. And I'm telling you right now, Chuyito Casas, I know you're going to listen to this video. And John Cardenas, I hope you're doing it what's right for your heart. Because you two guys are very humble guys. And I know you personally. And I hope that one of these days you understand who you're working for, because you're definitely look around that guy, the guy that asked you for that position. That guy's playing chess, and he's using you guys as pieces in his own little game.
Well, I mean, in all fairness to them too, I don't know Mr. Casas. I do know Mr. Cardenas. In all fairness to them too, that they can't really be used unless they allow themselves to get used. You know what I mean? I mean, I've told everybody about my experiences as far as whenever I worked there with the county, and I was being used. I was being used. I was there as the sheriff's grant writer, the director for the department at the sheriff's office, and then they wanted me to help out as interim planning director. I tried to get more compensation because I was half and half. And you would think that, hey, you're working two positions, two director positions.
They're never going to see that.
And, he pretty much, and then having to deal with the one who was the county planner, you know what I mean? Having to deal with an attitude, having to deal with Judge Salcedo always catering to that position, that person that was in that position. That's what caused me, friction between me and the judge. And I said, hey, man, I'm more than educated enough to do something else. And I left to go start my own business rather than stand there and be trampled, I guess, or used or puppeteered.
Yeah.
But in all fairness to Mr. Casas.
No, and again, and I'm not bashing them out. I'm not bashing them whatsoever. They're real good guys. Either. They know their shit, great accountants and everything. And, when I need their help, I'll be the first ones. I'll be the first ones to, stick up for them because they're real good guys. But again, and I'm not bashing, I'm just telling you, Chuito Casas and John Cardenas, I hope that whatever you're doing there in the county, don't let listen to your heart because, you'll get caught in a web faster than a rabbit gets.
Guys, look at this one right here. Member Robinson did not have any progress today. We had run a video using our TikTok account to go by and check, and it's been a week or two already, and they have not addressed that. They haven't been out there. And I tell you because I have a good experience working with the City of Eagle Pass, working with the Public Works Department, and doing streets. The capital improvement program back in the day, Mr. Hector Chavez, a big shout out to him. He was a good mentor for me, and I know I'm not an engineer, but I know common sense when it comes to streets.
And I know one time you mentioned something about there's two ways of doing it: the half-ass way and the right way. I don't remember the specifics, Isaac, but I know there's one where they just cover up their little bullshit and pretend it's a street. And then there's the right way.
Well, see, what's going on in Memo Robinson right now? Guys, there is no reason they had to open the whole street in Memo Robinson. All the way from El Indio to Eitzen Road. You take it by intersections. Why? Because you don't want all the dust flying everywhere. You do not want, I have to wash the car every time I drive by that street. And you just don't leave that open because it can cause accidents. Now, if you ever have to go by there, which, a lot of people do because there's so many residents that live back there, county residents, you see it's the traffic control is horrible. The street cut was horrible. There is no way that they're going to be able to pave that road, or if they're planning to do half and then the other half, you can't do it when the street cut is diagonal and all the way. You can't. And then, like I said, there's no reason for the whole block. And Member Robinson is a pretty good stretch. There is no reason for the whole street to be cut. You do it by intersections, by sides. That way you try to disturb the public as least as possible.
And I understand Aframael brought a good point. There's a few businesses in that street that weren't able to open up. So for that reason, I would be pissed, man, if
the drainage issues, that's a good thing you bring up. Now, they allocated money to it, but have they done anything to address it? No. Will the flooding get addressed with Memo Robinson? No. That is a much bigger problem.
More than meets the eye.
It's a bigger problem because it goes back to the way that area, Las Quintas. If anybody knows the developers that developed that area back in the day.
Who's the commissioner for Las Quintas?
I believe that's Precinct 1.
Which is Jerry Morales.
And the developers back then, they did not follow what the procedure was to handle all the water that comes down. Now, they built systems that are non-compliant, but were grandfathered in because you can't force that on a developer whenever you change a law.
Look at another business owner there. Look at what he's saying. Carl Kitt. Water smelling. I can't.
Okay, there's thank you guys. Look at that. The shop always floods, and this is problems that we were having for years. And I think we saw it, the vulnerability that the city had in 2013. We saw the vulnerability. We saw that something needed to be done. I've mentioned this before that we invited Jerry Morales, Commissioner of Precinct 1, and we were giving him $700,000 towards doing a drainage down there to alleviate these problems. But the project was going to be, let's say a couple of million. It was going to be, the county had to add more to it. And they were given by the city $700,000 here, and they refused it. So we had to change the project. And I tell you, not because I heard, not because someone told me or I read it, but from experience of me being in these meetings with them. Because as the grant writer there, I was there. Knowledge. They said they did not want to touch it because they did not have the funding. And the reason was because, yes, there was several houses that were encroaching on the drainage easement. Again, another planning and zoning issue that the county is not addressing.
Dropping the ball.
And you see, with all these things that are being done,
they started the canal like 20 years ago. And they didn't even start it. They just cleaned it up. I remember passing by there and they were just with a big clock supposedly cleaning it up, and that was it.
Just real quick. Here's a good.
There it is. It's half-assed done.
Mitchell, there's a real good funny thing about that is that during that time when we had that funding to give to the county so they can perform that, the suggestion from Commissioner Morales was, well, can't we just do part of the tunnel with the money since we don't have the rest? That's like saying, let's go out and buy half a car, and then we'll get it the rest. You know what I mean?
But that's what happens when you elect a half-ass commissioner. You're gonna get half-ass results, and it's very important to understand, citizens of Mary County, that we're tired. I mean, we're tired of all these bullshit going on with all these commissioners and all these tyrants trying to run our county, our city. It's going to be up to you, because we can't let it be another 20, 25 years and still be having the same conversation, because it's not going to be the county commissioner's fault, or it's not going to be the county judge's fault. At the end of the day, it's you and me, the citizens of Mary County, keep on voting all these bozos in there, all these half-ass commissioners. You vote for half-ass commissioners, you're gonna get half-ass job done. And at the end of the day, we gotta learn to eat crow if we're gonna continue voting for these clowns that are gonna be doing half-ass jobs, Isaac. Shit. Nombre.
I mean, and that's the issue here. That's the issue that we're arguing here. Now they want to. It wasn't until the community began to complain on social media of what was going on that it became an issue to Commissioner's Court. I mean, guys, I go to the lake. You can see that the amphitheater there, it's the same thing. The county does not even have the adequate equipment to be able to do multiple projects. Now, you're telling me, okay, you want to do so many projects in-house, fine. I think there's good value in that. Now, when you don't even have the force, when you don't have the equipment, that you're literally mobilizing equipment on a daily, weekly basis, I'm sorry. It doesn't matter what the judge tries to say that they've accomplished so much. You do not even have the adequate tools to do the projects you're trying to feed us.
Let me tell you a little bedtime story, Isaac. 2-minute bedtime story.
2-minute bedtime. Who's got the clock?
Had a friend of mine comes in from the valley, right? broke. Billy, my Escalade's gonna get repossessed. I have it hidden on the back. Blah, 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 blah. This and that. Help me. I need your help. I'm gonna get 15, 20 G's in 2 weeks. I got this contract going on. Blah, 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 blah. And guess what happens? He starts working with the county. Our tyrant was there at that time. And all of a sudden, this guy starts making a bunch of money, Isaac, for doing contract. Sidewalks and this and that.
And that's a buddy of yours?
He's a buddy of mine. Well, grew up with me. But he came broke to Eagle Pass. And now he's not even he makes so much money out of the county. And so much money out of the county. And his name is Jerry Cervantes. And the tyrant knows who I'm talking about. Look it up. Maybe it's public records, but all the amount of money that was given to them by the county. The guy came flat out. Ahorita, the guy's probably a millionaire in San Antonio right now. Now he runs a DME company in San Antonio, and he has, I believe, several around here in South Texas. He grew up with me in Barrio San Luis. Guys, I mean, it's unbelievable and I said, how did you start? I started doing contract and this and that, and I got a construction company, and I'm working with the county.
I mean, I know we all remember 11 years ago where...
Y luego de repente, knocking on heaven's door, todos los state troopers and certain commissioners, on all of them except one, ironically.
And that's the thing that we kind of find shady, or kind of find... how can they pick up everybody in commissioner's court except for one person? It's just... I mean, everybody was there on record voting. I mean, the feds, all they have to do is go back into the record,
follow the trail,
see which hands were raised and which were approving these contracts to be given out. God forbid any of those things are happening now where money's getting kicked back. But either way, we do see contracts being extended to media companies, the same media companies that are hired by state representatives, by you know what I'm saying? So the same companies that,
and yet they walk around sin vergüenza aquí in the county. You see, a female commissioner como sin nada, and the other guy doesn't, yes, the other commissioner nomás tan así y así. Is that why we vote you in, guys? Or that's what you represent as commissioners? No les da vergüenza que nomás estén así. You're getting paid, I don't know how much these guys, cats get paid, for 30, 40, 50,000, all just to be like this. You don't even have a word, because the tyrant runs you guys. Y para que nomás estén así, shame on you guys. I don't know how you go to sleep at night. Luckily we have Mr. Ruiz and Ms. Ramos speaking up. And then they start speaking up, and then they start getting pissed. They start calling the other guy a clown. You're listening to this clown. A clown? Why is he going to be a clown? Because he's now, ahora sí no les está gustando, is it?
And it's
but shit, pay me 40,000, 50,000, I'm para estar así. Because you got two fucking commissioners that's all they get paid for, just to raise their fucking hand and be intimidated. Mira, look at me right now. They're like this. Any motion? Second motion? And I mean, really, guys? Really? These are the people that we have to lead Mary County. That is fucking sad. But at the end of the day, it's the voters, it's us, the people, that we get these fucking jokers in there.
You see, and that's the thing that we're going to, with my particular situation with getting sued from our state representative, your state representative of 74th Texas District. That's a tactic that's been used before. Not many people remember that there was a news media back in the day that said comments about his uncle Jerry Morales, Commissioner Precinct 1 Jerry Morales, and he was sued, and they pretty much ruined his business. And he had to leave the town. Good thing he's doing good now with another news media and everything, right? But that happened, and that's what they're trying to do to the Rising Texan news media as well, is that they don't like this information being out there. They don't like any kind of exposure. I call it, going against them, and it's not going against them, but what it is being real about it, is saying the truth, and is trying to get the best out for the community.
This is what they're trying to say. They're saying either you're with us, regardless of the shitty shit we do in Mary County or, in Austin. Either you're with us, and if you're not, then we're going to use our resources to go after you guys. And that's what's happening, Isaac. But unfortunately, the people are already starting to see this shit, which leads me to what happened today at the city council.
I was waiting for you to bridge that open. I was waiting for the little wheel to be greased in there. Guys, okay, explosive city council meeting today. Now, you guys have been following us, or that have been following us, know the stories that we've put out. We've put out the elephant in the room, the nepotism that is being done in according to the policy, the ordinance that is in the city, the nepotism ordinance. There is 2 possible cases, and one being, a nephew of a councilwoman, and another one being a son-in-law. Of a councilwoman. And now what we did is, I attended the meeting today because there was an evaluation of the city manager today. My thing with that was, is that, okay, the city manager of Eagle Pass right now, Antuna, George Antuna. Now, I had a little, drop down list. I was ready to, say my opinion, of course, because anybody can go and state their opinion. Community communication. You fill out a form, and if you disagree or agree with something, you are allowed to state your opinion at the beginning of the meeting.
And boy, I hope I never make that podium, Isaac. They better have the popo there.
Well, see,
and
my thing was simple, is that, in my opinion, working with the city for 13, 14 years, I've seen how cities run. I've seen when the city runs good. I've seen when the city runs bad. I've seen when the city is just, okay. So right now, the current city manager, I get complaints from all over the place, guys. With the city manager, I get complaints from city employees. I've gotten complaints from citizens. I've gotten complaints from citizens about how this gentleman conducts himself towards them, which is in a rude manner, a demeaning manner, and the tone that he uses towards our residents. Now, the number one thing for a city is to take care of their residents.
Yes.
I understand that sometimes you cannot perform what a resident wants you to do, but there's no way that when there's a drainage type of thing and they don't agree where it's supposed to be built, how do you tell the people, okay, well, if you guys drown, you guys drown? How does a city manager say that? Another an issue that I brought up there is how the city manager is out of touch with our community. What are we going to do with electronic scooters?
The most stupidest thing I heard with the last 2 weeks.
With sidewalks that have been there from the 70s and 80s.
Lawsuits, Isaac, coming up. Let me tell you one thing. I went to Houston 2 or 3 months ago, and I went to an event, UFC event, and it was
Mr. Billy
UFC, and it was so annoying of seeing all these scooters. I literally felt like they were insects. Zoom, 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 zoom. Yeah, I mean, they almost. I saw one chubby girl run into a lady that was walking, Isaac. Now, the $1 million question, Isaac, that nobody has asked is, who was the fucking idiot that came up with this stupid idea? That's what I want to fucking know.
Well, from
who was the fucking genius coming up with this bullshit?
From my understanding, it came from the economic development director,
which is who?
Arturo Marquez, an outsider. And
there you go.
It was presented also by the city manager who approved it. Now, that thing, I mean, it's how are we even ready as a community to host that, being that our downtown is hurting?
You know what they're trying to do? They're trying to, we're little Austin, cancel culture bullshit.
A pony show, a donkey pony show, whatever it's called. I mean, they're trying to look good. Another instance of that is when they got an EDA grant for $3.5 million to renovate a city-owned building, with businesses bankrupting, with businesses hurting, with businesses running out of capital. They did not. He caught that, didn't he? He always catches those. 3.5 million, guys, to renovate their own city building. Now you're telling me, those out there that own small businesses, what about a revolving loan for our small businesses? Now, we could have saved some of these businesses. There was people, literally flying out of their work, normal careers. We've seen a lot of teachers that have gotten out of their normal teaching careers and enter into businesses because of the pandemic and what's going on. And see, that's one of the things that was never taken into consideration. What they said is, let's renovate a building that we own that is gonna be used for a museum, which I'm for.
All for it.
All for the arts. But you have to look at the investment and then the output of that investment. Who are you going to serve? What are you going to serve? Is this a special interest project?
That's where the question, that's where the big question is, But going back to the scooter bullshit, I think it's fucking ridiculous. There's no need. Eagle Pass is not 300, 400,000 population city. That's stupid. Ya nomás imagínate, Isaac, que alguien vaya in downtown on a Saturday night, somebody on a damn scooter, some guy drinking and driving, se lo va a llevar y va a matar. And you know who I'm not gonna be renting a scooter. It's gonna be a little kid, a teenager, and he's gonna get run over and killed. That's really what's gonna happen, Isaac.
Worst case scenario, yes. And we're not here just barking off, whatever or anything, or you can Google, what were the scooters called? I
keep forgetting. Yeah. They're so annoying everywhere in cities.
If you just Google, you can see all of the lawsuits that are coming against these companies because of injuries that are going on. Well, and that's not any liability that the city needs to be a part of.
And then it's so weird because I walk a couple of blocks and then you see all these ordinance downtown Houston, no scooters allowed. Well, chinga.
Well, see, what happened is that a lot of these electronic scooter companies that are making these things, they're getting run out of the cities because of these injuries and because of these liabilities that are happening. And to me,
unbelievable.
I mean, it's a good concept, but it's not a practical one.
Yeah.
It comes with, again, the city manager being out of touch with what our community needs.
And let's be honest, who knows who the city manager is in this community? Nobody knows who.
We have several comments from several people that he is out of touch with the employees. He is out of touch with the community. We did bring up the issue at the city council meeting.
Oh, pero míralo cuando it has to do talking to a city council or a mayor, Casinera.
I mean, again, we brought up the nepotism issue there at the city council.
No le gustó.
And the council.
He's responsible for that.
Yeah,
hey, ¿sabes qué? I'm the city manager. ¿Sabes qué, Isaac? Tu primo quiere hacer el Parks and Recreation Director. Es tu carnal, Isaac. ¿Sabes qué? I'm sorry, but we got a nepotism law that the city council just passed. And I'm sorry, but tu application de tu carnal is not valid. I'm sorry, Isaac.
Well, see, and
it's not. It doesn't take a fucking genius to understand that part.
No, not at all. And you see that the issue with this is that one of the people in question with the nepotism issue received a 13% increase.
You made a real good point there.
A 13% increase was the highest increase across the board, the highest, 13%. So one of these people in question was there at 13%, and our first responders, our police, our firefighters, and our public works department, 5% after a pandemic. After a pandemic that put stress on not only them as employees,
but as their families.
But as their families. These guys had to work.
They were our heroes last year, y ahorita. I mean, they're the ones that are getting the bottom of the barrel.
They had to leave their families during a pandemic that everybody was afraid of, exposing themselves to the public. Yet you only give one individual a 13% raise and forget about the first responders, the policemen, the firefighters, public works, and the city manager has mentioned that public works is not a first responder. Bull. I call bull on that.
With COVID going on, guess who we're trying to keep?
No, in 2013, Billy, when we had that massive flood, thank God, I don't think anybody lost their lives. But a lot of people, they don't know that Thornton Detention Pond, which is here by the LDC school, which we know LDC got flooded really bad. So
the one that reached like an EP, I believe, that had EP.
Yes.
That one.
Yes. Well, see, that Thornton Detention Pond, that was to retain the water, but it had never seen that amount of water. It was over a 100-year storm. It was, the hand of God that just kept that cycle of rains on top of us, city of Eagle Pass. And the thing is that Public Works was out there with their bulldozers fixing the berm so the Carthage subdivision did not go under. If it wasn't for Public Works acting as a first responder at that time, Carthage Place would have been lost.
Underwater.
Totally underwater. Now.
But then again, we got a cat as a city manager that's not even from here and doesn't know that shit, Isaac.
My thing is that how much is he getting paid?
I'm sure that's probably, look at what Joey just put out there. I have a few law enforcement officers that have to do exactly what Joey's pay firefighters more so they don't have to. There's firefighters that have to be working not only with the city of Eagle Pass, working with an EMT, with the traveling wheelchairs to San Antonio, because they can't make ends meet, Isaac. And that's shame on you.
And the bad thing about that's moonlighting. And I'm gonna go ahead and bring it up. God rest his soul, Matthew Fuentes.
Yes.
That passed away was working in a private company. I can just imagine
trying to make ends meet,
trying to perform.
Now, you think I would have gotten a 13% if I was, God rest his soul, if I was that gentleman, that firefighter? If I'm at a good pay, do you think I have to be doing that, risking my life on Highway 57 every day?
No, and the thing is, guys, that thing is called moonlighting, and I'm not for it. I'm not against it. I understand whenever you have to make ends meet, you have to work multiple jobs, especially if one is not paying you enough. But look at what happened. This is a real life scenario. We lost a very young, good kid.
Firefighter?
Very young, good kid. There was no reason if the city pays them a good amount, pays them a living wage.
I got a buddy
firefighters
that I think he lives, DFW Fort Worth area, but it's a little town north of DFW, and his son just became a firefighter. Starting pay $69,000, and I know that community is about, I want to say maybe 60,000 people, because it's not the Metroplex, but 70,000 for a firefighter. Like that's pretty good, Isaac.
I mean, it's just sad. It's sad. It's sad that they're underpaid. So I understand. You wanna live at a certain life. You're gonna have to pay more and get another job.
And we're giving increases to the bridge, which right now is not even at full capacity and all these. But you know what? To me personally, I'm getting sick and tired of hearing all this bullshit about the bridge. I make no mistake. I love going to Mexico. You know, I have my passport. I do my due diligence to, hey, you know what? I'm getting ready to do that speed card or whatever. But at the end of the day, I think this shit's already becoming ridiculous. I said, I'm sick and tired of hearing that. Que el bridge, que este, que el otro. And, you know, the real people that need to be compensated, and I'm always going to break my fucking back, is our law enforcement, our firefighters, our first responders.
Which includes public works department as well,
employees.
Because
they're the ones that keep the city clean.
I worked at the public works department for 7 years, and I started as a laborer there, so I know exactly what it means to carry barricades out, go out there.
There's a thunderstorm, there's a flood. They don't care. Ellos se tienen que poner su raincoat. I'm assuming you've been there, and start putting barracks and everything, closing all streets. Ellos no van a decir, you know what? I'm not a first responder because the city manager says we're not.
I mean, perfect example. When we had the snow in February, first responders who were there, Public Works. Public Works was there, addressing the bridge with the ice, addressing the streets with the ice, the overpass with the ice. And how are they not first responders? How?
They're the first.
They're the first.
I mean. Who's going to do it? Who's going to go put up the right barracks? They are.
Well, getting back to the issue, guys, if you guys want to go and check out what happened at the city council meeting,
get your popcorn ready.
I addressed these issues about the city manager not being right for our city, not being a good fit, not being, he was here during the snowstorm.
And you got a lot of cojones because you told him straight up to his face.
I looked at him.
You looked at him in the eye.
I looked at him.
No,
I mean, there's no reason why a citizen. I am a resident of the city of Eagle Pass. I am a resident of Maverick County, and I have no fear because I am expressing my opinion as a citizen. Any of you guys can do that as well. It doesn't take anything special. All it is filling out a form, stepping up to the plate or to the mic in this instance, and expressing yourself, and hopefully you guys can get your message across.
Let me tell you one thing. There's several councilwomen, and look, I saw a councilman that didn't give a fuck. He was just sitting there. He didn't give a fuck. He was just with chilling. I saw another councilman comadreando con otra councilwoman ahí, which that shit I don't get because, what are they hiding? You're in a public meeting, Why so much whisper? And then I saw a councilwoman, bringing up real questions. And then I see another councilwoman saying, well, and then, yeah, cálmense su pedo con harassment. The truth and harassment are two fucking different things. All of a sudden, everybody, man, do I need to bring my cup to the show? Seriously?
Yeah, well,
because if you look at the video, there's a councilwoman mentioning and being harassed. Harassed about what? You're a public figure. I keep telling everybody, I don't run for politics for a fucking reason, because the day somebody tells me shit, I'm gonna get pissed off.
And I'll be honest. I was the one said that I was the one being accused of harassing.
Se, but why are you harassing?
No. It's not a harassment.
Well, that's what I'm trying to say. I say that why all of a sudden everything's harassment now? Really, like, you guys are public figures. We're bringing up questions that we're concerned because every year after year after year after year, Isaac, Eagle Pass in Maverick County, they're just used to doing whatever the fuck they want, Isaac. And guess what? It's game over. People need to.
Paco.
What's up, Paco? People need to be accountable for everything. Si no les gusta, then don't run. If you guys don't like being asked questions, if you guys don't like it because they bring in questions because you're hiring family, if you're a tyrant that's stealing in the county, if you're a puppet that's in the commissioner and you don't like it, and you start calling people that harassing, come on, really?
I mean,
give me a fucking break.
the way I see it here is that there was decisions made at the time of these people, two individuals that were hired. There was a decision made by the councilwoman. It was done in bad faith because two people were hired. That could have been your family member. That could have been, any of you guys that don't have the power as a city council woman, man, and they were still hired. Okay, so it was a decision made there. Now, the thing is that you made the decision as a councilwoman. You are being critiqued as a councilwoman. You need to be responsible for your decisions, accountable for your decisions, because you're the one who did it. I did not hire him. Billy didn't.
You didn't bring it up.
I mean, and the thing that kind of gets me
rattled.
Well, I wouldn't say rattled, but confuses me is that
mind-boggling.
Yeah, because in the budget, he was the one, or one of them, got a 13% raise, and this councilwoman was the one who submitted the motion to approve the budget as is.
And yet they get pissed off when you bring it up.
I don't understand that. Now,
neither do I.
If you go back, I will be cutting the video and pasting it on our page soon in the TRT News Media page. But if you want to take a look at that, it's on the City Council, City of Eagle Pass Facebook page. And you can see how immediately when I go back and walk down to take my seat to watch the rest of the council meeting, I mean, there was somebody that jumped up and wanted this and wanted that, and went as far as attacking and jumping at another councilwoman. Like if it was her fault that I was there to express myself. Now, and she should know, because Yolanda Ramon, councilwoman, she was there when I was there. Guys, I haven't changed at all. Since I was with the city, since I was with the county, since I was in Del Rio, I've always spoken my mind, whether people appreciate it or people don't. But things need to get said, and that's probably why I don't work with the city of Eagle Pass anymore, right? But the thing is that if you don't like what consequences can happen from the decisions you make, don't make that decision. Don't make that decision. How? I mean, am I right or am I wrong here?
You're right. Look at what Saraí Cavazos is saying. And again, guys, all of a sudden now everybody wants to sue everybody. Now everybody is harassing. It's not harassing. It's, hey, we want accountability. We want accountability. You guys decided to be there. You guys made those judgment calls. You guys decided to hire a family. Another commissioner decides to just be raising their hands, just doing shit. Be accountable. But we go back all these past 20 or 30 years. I said, Mary County, the city of Eagle Pass, they do whatever the fuck they want. Y ahorita, social media is out there. There's many forms of communication, and now they're being exposed. And when you get exposed, you don't like it. And that's the fucking truth, Isaac.
And that's all we try to attempt to do, is bring you the truth, bring you what's behind the curtain.
All of this could have been avoided if they just hired the right people. If they, you know what? Okay, I'm a county judge. We just got a grant. And again, I'm no expert, but we just got a grant for $2 million. We're Commissioner 1, 2, 3, and 4. Where's the best way we can all of us agree? Right? And to properly, disperse these funds, okay, well, 2 years ago, this street was all messed up. We already fixed this one. Process of elimination and go on and so forth. And I know it's harder than people can be out there and telling me, well, Billy, it's harder than you think. Yes, but come on, guys. Look at what's going on. Look at thousands of dollars we're paying to a lobbyist to do shit.
$8,000 a month.
That's $8,000 a month. That's about 70, 80, 90,000 a year, where we can really 80,000. I'm sure it can probably, who gives a shit? Maybe fix 2 blocks of streets or 3 blocks of streets. I don't know. I'm not an expert on that. But what are we getting right now?
Well, see, I think they get paid. What is it? 96 a year. They're gonna be at the end of their contract.
That guy's in the ¿Dónde vive? In San Antonio, in the Valley. Where does he live?
In the Valley, I believe.
Está con madre drinking a $200 bottle of scotch in his house, having a ribeye. Wow, guess what? All you guys in Rosita Valley, all you guys over there in Deer Run, look at, all the streets out there, they're made out of dirt, holes, potholes. You guys voted for that guy? That guy has a guy, 96, that's just 96,000 he's stealing from the county.
That's around 300, close to 300,000 in close to 3 years. They could have gone a long way to do some kind of projects, some kind of project, with all the streets and everything that's going on. We still have in Precinct 3 in so many years. Even Judge Salcedo comes from Precinct 3, and there's people in Precinct 3 that do not have running water. What kind of county do we live in that does not have running water? We're in 2021. Now, the county judge was there for about 3 years. I mean, what was 16?
Probably 16 years, yeah.
3 terms, 4 terms, something like that.
4 terms, which is unfucking believable. Look, mira el otro.
Well, wait. I got him here.
GPI.
I think he couldn't come up with a date to attend there.
GPI.
So,
stay tuned.
I think it's just me and you now, buddy.
But yeah, it's very sad, guys. Again, and it also comes down to getting competent people. I see several people saying, we need to get an attorney as a county judge. We need to get attorneys. We need to get people with that are, I want to use the word qualified, And yes, anybody can run. I get that part. Pero, geez, we have a commissioner that she's from the bottom of the barrel, and I'm not, God forgive me for judging her. At the end of the day, we all fall short. We're all sinners. Pero go back and do research on who she really is. Where does she come from and what she is? Yes, I come from a very poor Barrio San Luis, the projects and everything. Pero just look at it, It's very unbelievable. Pero ¿sabes por qué? You know why this happens? Because we get puppets. Because we have puppets running our county court. Look at them. They just fucking raise their hands. We have commissioners that are there just to be raising $40,000, $50,000 a year, nomás para que estén levantando la mano, because they don't have a say-so. They don't have a representation in your precinct. And guess what? The only one that's ruling is a tyrant here in Maverick County. And the elections are coming up. Yes, thank you, Victor. We need people with balls. And when we have people with balls, they call them fucking clowns. That's the irony, Isaac.
Or they sue them. Guys, shout out to Victor, who says he's going to get us a black label and some ribeyes.
Black. I thought we went from black to blue. No, hombre, ya no fuimos de reversa.
The blue.
If you know your ears.
I don't. I take Victor's word for it, but we did have some.
I think there's like a silver or some shit like that.
Look at this guy, Victor. He's calling out for a silver now. He's calling
blue
out
label.
for a silver.
The blue label.
Labels. You wanna?
I know that the chafa is the red one. The mediocre is the black one.
Which one did I get? The black one?
You got the mediocre.
So
I get the blue.
Victor, according to Billy, you gave me the mediocre one.
I'm getting the blue. I want you to say it in public, Victor. Am I getting the blue, yes or no?
He says there's nothing better than the blue.
But the blue's for me. He already gave Isaac the black. But yes, guys, it's just the whoa.
What?
The bro, and then that city council meeting was like so fucking thick.
Look, and
somebody it almost caught on fire that chamber.
It was not my intention. The last thing I want is to create division amongst our community. I don't want that. What I want is our community to be a good community.
Yes.
And we do have a good community. It's just unfair the way politics plays out, and it leaves the rest of us out. Now, I've been on that other side. I've been on the side where, hey, maybe I got preferential treatment, but you know what? That preferential treatment only lasts to a certain point. Why? Because they think you're on their side. And I know there's a lot of Maverick County employees that have to play a role, that have to act like they are on their side, on the majority side, and play the role so they don't lose their jobs. And I understand that.
And little do they know, maybe because I'm used to, hey, I'm making $12 an hour. If David loses, I'm gonna lose my job. They're not gonna fire you. I'm sure there's gonna be information that's gonna be looked at in employees and all that good stuff. But God knows, maybe you might be making 14 and 15 with the new administration coming in. But don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. Look at what Lachey, what's going on, Lachey, Biff.
Mm-hmm.
Good comment.
No,
that's a huge problem. How about you all get, yes. Well, I did my due diligence on the past elections, Lachey. I don't know what you did. I know you brought a slush, but I did my due diligence as a city, and I ended up got hopefully, or maybe 400 votes just myself. So imagine if everybody brings 400 people to vote in the city of Eagle Pass. Again, I'm showing up my face, Lachey. Here I am showing up my face and telling the people to go out and vote, to go out and register. That's also a main thing. Everybody that I bump into, hey, are you registered to vote? If not, give me your name and telephone number, and I'm going to get you to the right people to register. But that's a very good point, Lachey. You're absolutely right. But I do my due diligence to make a difference. I set a goal came January when I heard Rolando was going to run for mayor, and I told him, you're going to win, and I'm going to make sure you win, and I'm going to do my best for you to win, Rolando, and he won. Monica, same thing, and guess what? I told her I'm going to help you. I'm not saying that they won because of me.
I'm working on that.
I'm not saying they won because of me, but I'm saying as a citizen, I got off my fucking ass and helped bring part of the change to Eagle Pass and Maverick County. So I'm doing my fucking part, but it takes everybody's part to go out there and make a difference.
And we need to not be confused. Voting is your right as an American citizen.
Yes.
You should not be coerced to get registered to vote because they're having a concert for you, or hey, you get a free pass if you're a registered voter. No, it should come from here, because your voice, your vote is your difference. That's the difference you make. Now, you want to know, you may think, my vote it's not going to matter. I mean, 4 years ago, we had a 12-vote difference between County Judge David Salcedo and Rudy Bowles, candidate Rudy Bowles.
So what was that?
12 votes, and that's the thing.
And why did he have 12 votes? Because Gloria Hernandez sold her soul to the devil. Se hizo camarada de David Salcedo. And then David Salcedo wins by 12 miserable votes. And guess what happens? Gloria Salcedo gets hired as assigned a concert. What about maybe free beer, wagon wheel? Paco
a concert, yeah. They're bringing in
some
DJ Lucky, the little kid. And yeah, I mean, it's impressive the way he does stuff. I have nothing against DJ
Lucky Charms.
My thing is that why do we have to offer that kind of incentive to people?
Exactly.
It's a bribe. It's a bribe. Come and register and vote, and you can go to the concert or the show for free. If you're already a registered voter, you could go to the concert for free. There's a pandemic. People are still, masking up. There was people fighting to have a mask mandate.
And now they want to have a concert.
And now they want a concert.
Stupid. Super stupid.
Oh, man.
It doesn't get more stupid than this. Yes, that has happened all the time.
Yeah.
What happened with it's like I was telling a girl, she's like, well, I hope Representative, no lie, I've been paid for real. Very sad. It's unfortunately very sad. There it is. We're not talking shit. There's a viewer saying, you see, we don't talk shit. Everybody fucking knows it. Por eso digo, how can people, these guys can look people in the eye and say, oh, honesty, integrity. You know what? Integrity flies out the fucking window right now. And that's what we need to stop. That's why we're here. That's why we're trying to educate the people. Hey, do what's best for you, for your family. But don't be scared. Always something to camarada Billy. Hey, Paco.
Big shout out.
Paco. Shout out to Paco Carmona. Is it that?
Yeah.
We got 30 seconds to send him a shout out.
But Paco, we already had I think we did earlier whenever he sent a comment. Big shout out to Paco and his family.
Is he in love?
I don't know. Paco,
are you in love?
That's what Billy's asking.
I want to know if you're in love.
Now, I just wanted to give you a shout out to the staff as well, to the owners, your family, small business owned for so many years in our community.
Wagon Wheel Smokehouse
and Saloon. Guys, visit out there, please. These guys, I mean, besides having the best tasting barbecue in Eagle Pass, Maverick County, they're some of the best people that you can ever meet.
Gordito, ¿estás enamorado, Gordito? Dinos aquí right now. Tell us if you're in love.
Okay, let's go ahead and pass it out. Well, tomorrow we're gonna have the TRT News podcast going on. If you hop on, I can send you something, and we can go ahead and arrange something for you to be on and speak.
And maybe you're that missing link where you need to make sure that Erica tell the people to stop doing that. You know, real shit about them public. Yeah, that's fine.
Now
we're all for.
Yeah, that's
again.
Yeah,
we're not here to make people's lives miserable. We're here because we're tired of our leaders not stepping up to the plate. You know, right now, Monica Cruz has been doing a heck of a job at the city council. Ahorita andan asustados because they had never been used to people, you know, calling them out. Mm-hmm. Y el mayor anda de referee. I saw that. They're like, oh, okay, we'll leave that. So, you know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, that he needs to cooler. 10% off tomorrow for everything that follows the Lonestar podcast. All right.
Guys, special announcement from the Wagon Wheel, our good friend Paco. Guys, 10% off tomorrow for everyone that follows the Lonestar podcast and TRT News Media.
And he still didn't answer if he's in love. That's enamorado.
Hey, leave my good buddy alone, all right? Let's move on. Okay. Well, Carl Kidd says we don't want to put Erica on our show, though, man.
You don't want that loca on your show. We're all locals. If we were not local, we wouldn't be doing this show.
Yeah.
But money talks, dude. Everyone out there scratches
their
back and don't care.
I understand what you mean because there's a lot of...
and she's not the only one.
No, there's a lot of news media that takes that route as well. Yes. And, you know, it's difficult. It's difficult, and we're all in need, everybody. But I think it goes down to your individual integrity.
And a list... And it's publicly because that list came out and there was a specific person of that specific name that helped to run for House Democrat. She got paid, I don't know, for services or what did they call them, $2 or $3 grand. Like, it boiled down to money. It boiled down to money. I guarantee you, I know about 2 or 3 people. They said, I only took 2 or 3 people. For $3,000, I'm gonna pay somebody to bring me 2 or 3 votes. That's fucking unreal. And let me tell you, I'm thinking it took about $250,000 to, I believe, for that election. It's money.
Well, see, the thing is that the way you can win an election is by hiring certain people to big raises or a big salary, and holding them accountable to going out and voting for you. Now, there's no actual cash exchanged, but there is definitely something going on. Yes. Now, it's very hard to prove structured corruption.
Yes.
It's very hard. And in some ways, you got to tip your hat, to the good old county judge, is that he had his plan down.
He's a mastermind.
And the thing is also, if you can't win it by it.
God, you couldn't say it any better, Paco.
Guys, and did y'all hear that he named the county judge, David Salcedo, named Commissioner's Court after his father.
Tienen vergüenza.
After his father. What shows are you talking about, Victor? And yeah.
If you can't win it, buy it.
You hit the nail on the head with that one, Paco.
Jesus, somebody. Me and I already announced it before. The only one thing they can do is leave me homeless, pero me.
Whoa. I mean, it's.
Oh, it's not. I will literally record all that shit next time the elections come around.
Oh, wow. I mean, look, guys. I am no one to tell you how to use your vote. Because I wouldn't want you to tell me how to use mine. All we are doing is trying to make sure you have the best information in front of you. Now, I know maybe I'm not going to be, me and you may disagree on this one, Billy, but it's particularly on the city council. You mentioned that Miss Monica Cruz is coming out. She ran on a platform that she wanted change.
Yes.
And I see her following up on that. And, we're not here to, kind of be easy. At least I'm not, because, I have my thing. But I have heard from the community, and I felt it on a decision that was made when they appointed Yolanda Ramon, city councilwoman, to the appraisal district rather than Miss Monica Cruz, who has experience in buildings and in appraising buildings. I mean, she's knowledgeable. That's the field she works in. Now, I was a little disappointed. I've heard from several people that, our mayor, and I'll be honest, I voted for him. And the main reason I voted for him was because of the change, because we wanted change. We didn't want the same thing over and over again. We wanted change. Now, the mayor, you surprised me today when I went to the meeting, but I was a little suspect with the move whenever you dropped down from your mayor role to second a motion to put Councilwoman Ramon as the appraisal district. What experience does she have to serve in that capacity when you have somebody that's been doing real estate her whole career? Now, I know we may not agree with that, and that's fine. He knows, and I told him, I'll criticize him every step of the way, and it's not to put negative light.
That's correct.
It's not that.
Let me tell you, Rolando's a very smart guy. So every move he makes it for a reason, and I'm sure he's got his right. I cannot speak for Rolando for that decision that he makes. Not every decision that he makes, unfortunately, I'm going to like or you're going to like. There's going to be decisions
that's true.
that Rolando's going to make that you're going to like and I might not like. And unfortunately, that's one of them, But let me tell you, at least right now, we got somebody that's competent. And again, if it was a decision that he made, again, in the future, maybe he's going to, like I just said it right now, there's going to be a decision that he makes that I don't like and that you do like. So, just a little unfortunate. What happened? Did we lose our viewers?
No. No, I was just taking out the logo out. And like I said, and I'm here to be fair with everybody. I try to be fair with everybody. And I call it the way I see it. I say what I need to say. I did vote for him because, you know what? Whenever we called him from an interview or whenever we wanted an interview, that was it. We didn't get the other mayor. We had to show up and catch him by surprise.
Doing a tranza.
And then he was with somebody that was asking for his money.
Que quería su dinero.
And we have that in our page, in our video, on our YouTube, on our
And
Facebook.
that was our mayor running our city of Eagle Pass.
Yeah, that was very.
That says he didn't have no ties with a county judge, because he sent me a message saying that he didn't have no ties with a tyrant. Yeah, right. Like, and again, you guys, does he think I'm stupid or what? Like, I ain't stupid. I've been in business for 20 years, and believe me, I mean, I ain't me va a hacer menso. Believe me, you know.
And you know, there's been several comments that he may run again. We're waiting to see that.
Good fucking luck, part 2. We'll see. He doesn't stand a chance.
No. I mean, and whether he does or not, I'm not anybody to call that right now. I was just disappointed at the time that, you know, he didn't make himself available. He just didn't make himself available. I know at the time.
I will give you this. Outside politics, he's a cool cat. I bumped into him at the gym. You know, I bumped into him at the Republican convention when Governor Abbott. I say hi to the guy and everything. He's a cool cat, but you know what? I don't know.
Well, I mean, I can't second that. I mean, I actually worked for him whenever he was a city council member. And,
well, I mean, side of that, I did hear that a lot of employees said, "Hey, we're tired of this guy. You know, he's very mean. He's very arrogant. This and this." And I heard from administration in the city of Eagle Pass, there at the city hall, that he wouldn't even come by. That he wouldn't even come by to say hi to them, or whenever he would pass through them. And again,
that sounds like the city manager.
I've always said, it's not the big things in life; it's the little things in life that will fuck you up. And guess what? Pa' afuera, vámonos. ¿Tú crees que esa gente, city employees, no fueron y votaron against him? I'm sure they did.
Paco's trying to message you over here.
Bill, believe me. Billy, please, if you want to talk about Corral, don't forget to mention my brother. He was part of the... Yes, I'm not going to lie. He was. And you know what? He paid a price. So what's your next question? Linda Sanchez. Is that a real profile, by the way?
I don't.
Yes. And he was wrong. And you know what? He faced the consequences. And guess what? Let me bring you up to date on that, Linda Sanchez, whoever you are. His probation is already over. So he paid the price. You know, he paid the price. And este Sunday, we were having a conversation, Linda, just to, si tanto quieres estar en el chisme, his probation is up because of what he did wrong as a justice of the peace. And let me tell you one thing. I wish I would have recorded every fucking message cuando yo le hablaba a mi hermano. Le dije, you know what? You're wrong. You're wrong on doing this. So you don't scare me, Linda. Yeah, he already he's off probation. He was in probation for 5 years. You're absolutely right, Linda. I don't forget. So thank you for bringing it up. He did wrong, and he paid the price. And that's why I keep saying, if you're going to do wrong, whether you're my brother or not my brother, or tío, whatever, it doesn't exclude anybody. Nobody's excluded, you know? So thank you for bringing it up, Linda Sanchez. But yes, just to let Friday was my brother's last day. He's off probation, so he's a free man. He can vote. So good thing we have you on record that if you ever run, Linda, I'm sure my brother's not going to vote for you. Thank you, Linda. Any other questions, Linda, that you might have?
Just let it go.
I still, we don't fucking hide nothing here. My brother fucked up. He went to Judge Amado Pascal's court, and he got sentenced, and he fucked up. I'll be the first one to say it. He fucked. There were instances that and I'll give you an example real quick. There were instances that my brother would set a bond, and I would call him up, and I say, "You're wrong for setting this bond." But no, Billy, he's not a flight risk, and I don't give a shit, you know. So believe me, there's somebody that disagreed with my brother at times. It was me, but that doesn't stop me from loving him. That doesn't stop me from picking up the phone and telling him that he fucked up. So there you go. Again, Literally, thank God, and he's gonna be able to vote.
Wow.
Mi primita, me cae bien.
Wow. Erica, that's heavy stuff.
Yeah. Mario Cruz, what's up, Mario?
Cruz.
Mario, the weatherman. Mario, give us a what's up, ma brother. Gonna vote for you, Billy. Pinche Paco. ¿Estás enamorado, Paco? Please let us know.
Hey, come on, man.
The whole community wants to know if you're in love. That's what I want to.
Paco, I can't control what he says, brother. I can't control what he says.
You scared me twice yesterday, Paco, so vas a verlo. Hey, shout out to Ray Vasquez from San Antonio, Texas. Ray Vasquez. I know he's always working in San Antonio. There's a man that takes care of his family, loves the community. No tiene pelos en la lengua, Ray Vasquez. Ese güey está peor que yo. But he's a good working, hard man. Ray, I love you, brother. We've always been in school together. Has a beautiful family. And el guy trabaja, Ray Vasquez. I thought it was Roca Firme Show. Ay, Mario Cruz. Okay, so just so you know, Mario Cruz is an atheist. He doesn't believe in God or anything. He tells me whenever you're on your podcast, make sure you let everybody know that I'm an atheist and I don't believe in God. So.
Okay, well, we're getting a little off topic there.
Yes.
But let's go ahead and reel that in.
Okay.
Back in.
Reverse.
So, guys, like I said, this is just to bring information to you guys, to let you know what's going on, because we try to give you as much as we can to arm yourselves. Oh, that's awesome. So you'll be voting for the next commissioner of
I'm good for what I do in San Antonio, but I live here in ¿Qué le puso? But I live here in Eagle Pass. I'm from Pilsen Form. Whoa. If you live in San Antonio, go register to vote in San Antonio. Do your due diligence, and then I keep saying that.
Okay, Billy, we got to stop attacking our fans.
No. I'm very cool with her.
Did you see the video there? Look at that. She had a turn. According to her, from what I heard in the meeting, she said she had something written from the city attorney that I guess made it okay to go through that nepotism, or that.
Well, and here's another thing. Where was our city attorney today? Look at the video. That empty chair. I don't know if anybody missed that, or maybe I caught it.
They were on Zoom.
Jeez.
It was on Zoom. And it wasn't the state representative / city attorney / businessman / TRT is getting sued.
Toma todo.
Anyways, guys.
You can't serve two kings porque con uno quedas mal.
And it's been difficult. It's been difficult, guys. We're just trying to get you guys the best information so you guys know both sides of the stories. Not one side or the other. Not just theirs, not just ours.
Side, which there's a hush-hush side, you know. I saw it's very rude for a city councilman to be.
Yeah.
I mean, and if you don't know which city councilman I'm talking about, you know, take a look back at the video. And he's a good friend of mine. But y el otro city council era nomás así con su just chilling, nomás viendo para allá y para acá. You know, again, that's why it's very important to get competent people. So far in the city, I know a person that knows about real estate, about land development, and I helped an attorney. So,
I mean, guys, and we're trying to be. Let's see. Bring them out. No, Paco, pasíwate, Paco. Don't get me started, Paco. Don't get me started.
He's trying to put up flames, pero ¿qué andaba haciendo hace rato en el City Hall? Ahí se le olvidó. Man, I almost dialed 911 at that meeting because that city chamber was going to catch on fire.
Well, man, look, this is how far it goes. A city councilwoman accused me of harassment. There was PD officers and detectives there. I mean, it was obviously not harassment.
Pero es que es lo que pasa cuando, mira, ¿qué le pasó a Mr. Banda? Que harassment y todo. That's what happens. Ya nomás oyen algo y ahora sí todo harassment. You know?
And again, guys, this I do want to say, and I say it for her as well, and the two individuals that we're speaking about. That what I'm doing is nothing personal. It's not. As a matter of fact, I did say hi to one of those individuals at the meeting. It's nothing personal, man. I don't have grudges against anybody. All personal. I want is that I know what I saw in my time during the city. I know how things run, and they do not run fairly. And that's what we need in our community.
And it's somebody from the inside saying this shit. It's not like you never worked there. It's like, tell me anything about the car business, and I'll.
Yeah, I mean,
because I'm gonna have firsthand knowledge.
When I first started there back in 2006, I believe 2005, I was a laborer. I worked outside for a year and change until I moved my way up. You know, like I heard them say that in 5 years they got 5 raises. One of the individuals.
That's pretty good.
And you know, thanking his mother-in-law. You know, but it's not anything that I have personal against them. It's not. If it would have been any other person, I would have been doing the same thing. If I find out of any other nepotism, you know, being circumvented the ordinance, I'm going to try to bring it out as well, because you should always be transparent. And I'm not saying he doesn't have to work there. He does have to work there. I'm just saying when they were hired, it was a violation of the ordinance
that the city council made. So it's like contradicting yourself, you know, and people get good conversation, guys. Thank you, Mario. You know what, Mario? You might be one of our first guys to be invited to the Lonestar podcast. Because I talked, whenever I bumped into you, remember I told you, I would love to have you. Because you're a very sophisticated, if I should use that word, you know, you're a very sophisticated man. So very interesting guy. You know, I brought up a question to him. He's a history teacher, and I believe in the school. And I asked Mario Cruz, because I had several students that told me, sir, you know, when I was in school, and I'm not saying Mario did it, but I asked Mario the question, like, they teach us they lean towards a lot of voting Democrat. And I asked, like, there was these kids that are already 21. And I asked Mario, and he responded and said that, you know, he teaches them about, you know, blue and red states and Republican and Democrat and independent. And they you know, but kill black people. What the hell?
I tell you, let's see.
Yeah, that's
okay.
It's
well, sorry about that comment that just popped out. I don't know if people saw it. We went ahead and blocked it. Spam.
We come on the show. Yes, we would love to have you, Mario Cruz. Like I said, you're a very sophisticated person. You know a lot about the weather that goes on here in Eagle Pass. You tell us you're so sophisticated that every time you tell us that it's gonna rain, and it never fucking rains. That's how sophisticated you are, Mario.
Okay.
Yeah. Why they fired you from? Let me remind you in case you forgot for the shooting. Okay, well, again, I'll respond to Linda's comment. First of all, Linda, you better fact check your information, because it has nothing to do with me being involved in a shooting. First of all, look up the records at the city of Eagle Pass, and maybe you might look them up, Isaac. I resigned from the city of Eagle Pass as a police officer. And the reason I will answer you, Linda, why I resigned was because I wasn't being part of their corruption. Okay? Let that be for the record. I never got fired. And even Tony Castañeda and a lot of people, and I'll ask any other officer, I never got fired. I resigned.
I resigned from the city of Eagle Pass. Why? Because I wasn't being part. And what sparked it? You don't want to know, Linda, what sparked it? Because there was a 911 call that came in. And that 911 came in as a family violence of somebody beating up somebody. And the officer that was training me was having an affair on the projects with another lady. And I kept telling him, hey, we got a 911 coming up. Y a él no le importó. He decided to, and when I was being on the training, I couldn't respond. He had the keys to the unit. So I brought it up to the chief, and guess what? I got blackballed. So there's your answer, Linda. I mean, thank you for the love. I appreciate it. I love it. But you know, one thing I do best is proving people wrong. The reason I resigned, I never got fired. The shooting never had to do. If you think, just think about what you just said of the shooting. You think they're just gonna fire me because of a shooting that I did wrong? You don't think I would have been in jail? Okay. Was involved in a shooting, but it was justified, and the sheriff's office investigated, and everything was good. But that's not the point. The point is that I was never fired. I resigned because I brought issues that were going on in the city of Eagle Pass. There was corruption that was being on, and I said I did not sign up for this shit. So there's your answer, Linda.
Yeah. Look, I'm not saying he's not.
Nobody's saying
I'm
that.
saying there's a ordinance that was violated. Not by only the person you're naming, but by another person that's related to the councilwoman. Like I said, I have not said he's not competent. I have not said he's not educated. I have not said he's not working. I said that there was a violation and a breaking of an ordinance in his hiring. There's a totally different, what I'm saying.
Apples and oranges, Lachey.
Totally
That's has nothing to do with what you're saying, Lachey.
I'm not attacking his work ethic whatsoever.
Or his background, his educated background, or anything like that. I know that guy has a bachelor's and everything.
And I do know that there's a lot of hardworking people in the city of Eagle Pass, and they deserve 13% raises, just like he got. Okay, let's be honest. And before anybody else, first responders, police, fire, public works. But with the pandemic, with the freeze that we had in February, how are we not giving those first responders the highest paying raise? How are we not?
Don't get it twisted, Lachey.
I mean,
you're spinning it.
I'm not.
You're spinning it.
That's
not even a valid comment.
I said hi to him at the meeting.
I don't know the guy. I know he's a cool cat. I've seen him around.
I have no problem with him. Just like I said, I'm not attacking him personally. What I'm doing is I'm just bringing to light an ordinance that was broken. That's all it is. Had it been anybody else, or if it's going to happen in the future to somebody else, believe me, I'll bring it up too. No matter what council or mayor or whatever it is, it'll be brought up just like it's being brought up.
But you see how people get so blinded? Look at her. Lachey's a very smart person, and I'm surprised that I don't know how she could be so blinded. We're not talking Homero. We're not talking that when have we say that he's not competent? When have you say he's not competent? When have you say he's not an educated person?
I did not even say.
When have you say he doesn't qualify for the promotion? We never mention none of those words. When have we said he's not a hardworking person? We haven't mentioned that. That's not what we're talking about. She's probably a fake profile, somebody that knows me real good, but obviously not too good because she doesn't fact check her information. But oh well. Next question. Red.
We're having
a lot of tea, green tea.
We're having a lot of a good.
And you know what, Paco? It was a 6-hour P226 40. So, well, that's a different story, Joey. But, I'm de seguro le pisaste el cabello. And Linda's probably a fake profile. I mean, show your face up. And, they have little flowers and all that bullshit on there. Que enseñe su cara. That's why I always say, like, people talk shit, but they don't show up their face, Isaac. They make you resign. Remember, public records, check it out, Isaac.
So now you just went from fired to resign. Which one is it? Because you're getting us confused here. You know, first you said fired. Now you're saying they made me resign. Which one is it? You know, all of a sudden now you change. She changed her opinion 2 minutes later.
No, I mean the thing is, it would be hard to check if it was
A resignation.
Yeah, I mean you can't say no. It's not going to say there on the termination form that you were forced to resign. So
yeah. No, I resigned and I ended up became a constable, and then I ended up going into the car business and never looked back. But business is business, family is family.
Yep.
Paco,
Well said.
what he got it right, but hey, Ray Vasquez, need help look me up in San Antonio.
I wouldn't call on Ray on like that.
Haters gonna hate. Thank you, David.
But
Next clown,
who is that?
Lachey.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's a good friend of mine.
Oh, okay.
She's a good friend of mine. And
So who's the clown near you?
Yeah, Lachey. Who's the clown?
Well, wait a minute. My uncle's been called clown in commissioner's court, so maybe it's me.
Oh, maybe
it's
you're the
me.
clown junior.
I'm the clown junior.
Wait a minute, Lachey. Do you even vote here in Eagle Pass? You live in San Antonio.
Oh, come on.
She lives in San Antonio.
You're right. Next. Just joking. We love.
Quiero
we
ser
love
Sanchez
the
de una de
conversation.
PD. Where do I apply? Hey, right now, maybe they take Cash App. I don't know. Shit. Linda Sanchez, both. Both what? Linda, show your face on your Facebook. Don't put a little shady picture.
No, guys, I love it. I love it when so many comments come in, because this is what changes our content and makes it better. Is the conversation of back and forth.
The attorney went Linda.
And this is what content is created for, guys. Opinions, and I'm not.
Everybody has one.
I'm not trying to push anybody's opinion or say this or say that or push an agenda here. I'm just trying to tell you what my point of view is, how I'm seeing stuff, trying to bring you guys the truth. And it's okay if you guys disagree with me, because that's what
Makes it interesting.
Yes, that's what our country is made for. Disagreement. We disagree and we agree. But if you tell me that there wasn't an ordinance violated, I mean, I've given you the proof where they checked the box that there was an issue with nepotism with a councilwoman's nephew.
And then given a 30% raise. And
I mean, look, I'm not saying he doesn't deserve it. What I'm saying, that 13% raise, I would have liked to see it for our law enforcement, for our firefighters, for our public works department. Those guys, not saying that no one else works hard, but those guys are out there every time an emergency happens, flood, rain, snow, pandemic, and these guys always get pushed to the back burner. Why? Now, today I was in attendance in the meeting, and they were talking about all of these projects that they want to do. And it wasn't whether they had the money to do it or not. Quoting the finance director, it's the time we want to do these projects. The time. It's not about when, it's not about if, it's about when we want to do it. And my thing is, what are you waiting for to give raises to our law enforcement, to our firefighters, and our public works department? I mean, I've worked outside and I've worked in the office, and thank God, I'm in an office now because the heat is not getting any easier. Our police, they're suffering. They're having they got a good complex that during the winter storm, had no electricity. A newly built complex. Now, they want to present a CIP. You know what kind of projects they want to bring to Eagle Pass? Pretty much a health club, Billy. They want to bring a rec center and a natatorium. Did I say that right?
Aquarium.
No, natatorium.
Natatorium?
Yeah. And the thing is that let's pay our firefighters more. Let's pay our policemen more. Let's pay our public works department more. Let's pay our parks. Some of the parks guys are out there as well. Now, Do we need a membership-only rec center and nanatorium right now?
No. We got bigger fish to fry.
I mean, we need to take care of those employees. Those employees is what makes our city go. The fire department and the fire department has to service both city and county, guys. They don't have enough people. They need more people. And it's been the same problem for years. And I want to bring up something that the city councilwoman, Miss Yolanda Ramon, said, where she said that, she praises the past city councils that have been there. And yes, some of them were good. She's been a part coming close to 8 years now. You have seen 5 promotions, 5 raises for a nepotism type of thing. Your son-in-law. And what about our firemen? Where's their 13% raise?
Law enforcement.
Where's our police? Where's their raise? Where's their 13% raise? No. So I don't agree with putting up your, collar saying that you've been there and past this and past that, where now we're getting projects like health, what do they call it? Health spas and stuff like that. They want to charge membership. What about the
And
low
scooters.
income? What about the low income people?
And scooters.
I mean, of course, it's not something set in stone, but these are the projects that people are thinking about. Now, take care of our firemen, take care of our police department that are out here on a daily basis, putting themselves at risk, because Eagle Pass right now is not the same town or city that it was 10 years ago.
It's not.
And we're still working with maybe 2 or 3 more policemen, maybe 4 or 5 more firemen. And, it's just a thing to get us in trouble or not adequately service this community. And I think that's the first thing that needs to be done.
And again, it's going back to the scooter thing, guys. For you guys that just tuned in, Rio Grande Valley. Wow.
Hey, Oscar, thank you very
Oscar
much.
Garces,
Appreciate
thank
that.
you, sir, for joining in from the Rio Grande Valley.
Billy, too, Joey. Stop.
Calm
play.
down, Joey.
Stop play.
Let's go, Brandon. FJB. Bad idea, Isaac, to have Billy.
Billy, what's the day, Billy?
I don't know. Today's Halloween or what?
No, it's Bash Billy Day. What's going on?
Bring it on. 13% raise. I say that guy's water under the bridge. Yeah, there was an accident caused at the bridge. Again, those are the stuff that people don't bring up. So it's not a bad day after all, Isaac.
Yeah. I
Not
guess
a-
it's a difference of opinions, right?
Nato Nana Wara. Great show.
Thank you,
Sarai,
thank you,
thank you.
We're just kind of going back on because we
Winter storm, no electricity. Yeah, Erica, there was no electricity. You know what? Never talk about a good deed during the winter storm. A lot of my friends are law enforcement, and I call every single one of them, and I tell them, look, my condo has water and electricity, and I had and again, never talk. It's not good to talk about a good deed, but hey, you know what? I had about 14 or 15 law enforcement officers taking a shower in my place. Me valió madre. Vámonos, que se bañen ahí. There's water, light, my water bill. And then it's so weird because, you know how God is so good. I went to pay my water bill and they say, oh, you know what? Oh, there you go. It's
That's
Martha.
good.
Thank you, Martha. You see, I agree with Isaac. I responded well. Thank you, Linda, for your comment. Is amphitheater almost finished?
No.
Dude,
No.
where are we at on that?
Paco, it's like I mentioned. The county does not have the sufficient heavy machinery to take on big projects.
So then
like
if
that.
they don't have it, what were they thinking? What's behind it?
What
then?
I know is construction jobs. A lot of construction jobs in cities, counties, normally they will ask the contractors to submit a time frame of how long they'll take. Reason being, especially right now, the way the material is fluctuating, like
COVID
ridiculous,
and all that.
It changes prices. What you bid right now is not going to be the same in materials in 6 months, and that's what the county needs to realize. If you don't have the adequate heavy machinery to do these projects, then you need to learn how to schedule your projects or get the heavy machinery, because in 2-3 months, equipment, diesel, materials, even sometimes in some cases labor goes up, guys. So I know I made it a little bit long, right, Paco? But no, it's not done, because they're having to pull machinery from Memo Robinson to the amphitheater, back and forth. Again, we're talking about the dog and pony show, the donkey show that Victor was talking about. It's a show to make it seem like they're doing so much.
And don't forget, building an amphitheater in the middle of a pandemic where they themselves are fucking voting to not go out there and wear masks and all this shit.
Now,
where's the fucking logic in that?
I believe that the item was voted on prior to the pandemic, but before any construction or plans were given out, they could have had a chance to change that. But it was a pet project. And when you get pet projects like that, what do some commissioners and a judge do? Take care of their own, or take care of what it is that they want, right? Joey, they're already trying to take you out of YouTube now, man.
Should have hired Hiller and Son. Shout out to Hiller, good friend of mine. Saludos, if he's watching.
They do great work. They do great work.
Yes. I've seen them do great work.
Change orders. Hey, the American way. Change orders.
You know, look at what we need, a YMCA. That's a great idea right now.
Well, I think in lieu of the YMCA, you have the formerly known as the Boys Club. I think it's the Eagle Pass.
Now good thing that you bring up the Boys Club. Why don't we invest money in the Boys Club?
That was brought up. In all fairness, that was brought up at the city council meeting today. They haven't.
City of Eagle Pass, get on the ball. The Boys Club needs a lot of. You know, you want to spend money on all these bullshit water parks and all that shit, and all these walking trails. Get on top of the ball with the Boys Club, because that's really where you guys are supposed to be focusing. Paso por ahí, me da tristeza.
No, and you know, because we're fair. When I was in the council, they had all these projects. Right now, they were talking about the capital improvement program that was included with the gymnasium to do reconstruction of that gym. Now, I'm not saying they're going to do it now or soon, but I'm saying that it was a part of their capital improvement plan that they presented to the city council. But like I said, so was also a rec and natatorium. I didn't even know what a natatorium was, but they did mention a subscription-driven, membership-driven rec center. And to me, I think you're just cutting out low-income people and everything like that, and that's not fair. Okay, hold on.
We can't spend anything due to cops. Be more specific on that, Paco. Before I reach with the city on the American Rescue.
Yeah, I need to get the city one. I think the city barely kicked off their program. I think the county one has been going on for a while. I'm sorry, Ray. That's why we went ahead and asked for them, but they already sent a letter to an AG requesting to deny the community that information. And like I said, we've had several complaints from different businesses, from different entities, from different individuals saying that the process keeps on changing on them, that the process is not, they're not being helped, and it's that they're just having trouble.
I think I saw that on the agenda about splash pads and stuff like that.
Well, splash pads in today's meeting, they did mention that they wanted to add a splash pad, and the location for it would most likely be at the sports complex.
Yes.
But they did have
would it be open to the public, or would it be a fee? Did they make it?
No, it would be a part of the.
Okay, cool.
It would be a part of it, and I believe they wanted to.
I saw some swimming pools, but I don't know what.
I mean, there were suggestions for swimming pools there.
I
I think that's where that rec center comes in as well. But like I said, I don't think Low income has nothing to do with, if you can't afford a membership to a rec center, club, health spa, whatever it is that they were.
Let me tell you one thing.
That in there.
Back in the day, there was like centers. I know there was one San Luis Center, Loma de la Cruz Center, and some of them out there, and they came in handy. Growing up in a poor community through the housing projects, it came in handy every summer. I look forward to going to those centers and playing and making us exercise and playing the checkers and the chess games and many things. And they made us take us like to little trips and give us food. So we need to start bringing those things up for the little kids, because the pandemic ain't gonna last forever, and we better be ready, because unfortunately right now everybody's starting to get used to being at home. And I think
that's we need to concentrate more than anything on just being healthy.
You need to stop talking to your girlfriends when you're live on the podcast. Girlfriend or girlfriends or benefits? Okay, sorry. Next question.
As we were saying, benefits. What?
No, I was asking you about benefits. Friends with benefits, girlfriends, boyfriends. I don't know what you have. We're not that too close.
Yep.
Eat fit. Puro protein, baba. Not that week is one.
Guys,
protein stack.
Well, we've been gone. We've been going for quite some time, about 2 hours now. It didn't feel like 2 hours, did it?
No,
not at all. I don't know if anybody wants to throw a last comment on there.
Any questions, any comments?
Anything you want to comment in the show, we'll take maybe about 5 more minutes or so. Just
good or bad, bring it on. It doesn't matter. ¿Qué dice? Wow, City Council is still going on.
It's weird because they had 8 items, and one of them was the evaluation. So it's expected to be, the evaluation might take a little bit
long.
John
who?
On the city manager.
Are we going to have like, ¿cómo se dice? Don't shoot cars escaping to Mexico. Pues, you guys make a great team, Red Sox. ¿Qué? Red Sox.
Go Stros.
Guys, it was fun. Thanks for all the talk. Thank you, Erica. Real talk.
Hey, Erica, tomorrow we'll probably be on with the TRN, TRT news.
I guarantee you, Erica, if we come out on the TRT tomorrow, no, hombre. Vale más que saquen los ajos, todos los corrupted politicians out there, y los huevos para, ¿cómo se dice? Que te barren con un huevo. No, they better get all the garlic out. Change is always good. Get rid of the city manager. Change is always good. Well, that's not up to us. That's up to the chamber, to the councilmen and mayors.
And let me just touch on that a little bit. It's and I say this because in my time with the city, I saw several city managers, a lot of city managers, and
one that escaped through the back door, by the way. You recall that?
No. Do you remember the one who falsified all his information?
That's the one that escaped through the back door.
Starnes, Dr. Starnes.
That
he wasn't even a
fake documentation.
Yeah, he wasn't even a doctor, and you would get mad if you didn't call him Dr. Starnes. I've been through a lot of city managers in my time.
That was sad.
Now, the ones that we always struggled with the most as employees were the outsiders, because the outsiders, they did not understand the community. They did not appreciate the community, and it was difficult to get them out of the way they were thinking. They would get here to Eagle Pass, they would sell a certain thing to the council, but when they got here, it wasn't a realistic view from an employee standpoint, as many directors and their as many of the directors, they knew their each department. So that's what I'm seeing right now, is that outsiders the city manager, the economic development director, they're just a little bit out of touch of what our community actually needs. And I think that is what's hurting us, and that's what's actually dividing the city council right now. Because it just seems like he's playing politics and trying to, keep his job, make more money. And like I said, there's been several employees, out of confidentiality, I'm not going to say their names, that have come forward and said that policies are being broken, morale is at an all-time low, yet you have the city manager that is asking for more money, that is, as per his evaluation. And, a couple of months ago, we reviewed his contract, and he's got a sweetheart deal there. I mean, you're talking about $500 for his car allowance, over $110,000, and he's asking for some more, I believe. You have another one for getting paid for his cell phone bill. His cell phone is getting paid as well.
The famous word tip.
Mileage.
Your favorite.
I mean, it was a sweetheart deal. I expect a lot more, and
With
especially
the knowledge that I have, they don't last very long. The city managers. I mean, I always hear that they're like 2 or 3, 4 years, maybe 3 years tops.
Honestly, the only outsider,
Their lifespan.
I'll be honest, the only outsider that I think came and did some real good, stepped down, and that was Mr. Valenzuela.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, and
And he stepped down for what reason?
he accepted another position.
Oh, I see.
I believe he's.
And I never heard nothing bad about that guy.
No, I mean, I know he was regularly attacked by media at the time. We didn't do media. I was still a city employee. I was with the Public Works Department at the time. But he was a very empowering city manager. He expected a lot from his directors. And I remember that when he was there was when I was, making my runs up the ladder. And, I didn't get 5.
Moving on up.
I didn't get 5
with
increases in 5 years, but
no 13%.
Yeah, but he had a way of empowering and pushing employees, whether you were a director, whether you were a lower employee, and that's what I feel that is a lack. And this is just strictly from my experience. Maybe somebody else can tell you different, but
City chamber needs cleaning with a big broom. Some of them have to go. Yeah, and that's a good point. The culture, ya estuvo de que, everybody's getting away with whatever they want to do. They get all these little mafias. They just, in the city and the county, and then that's what we sow. That's the product that ends up coming out of having all this unfortunate things going on. And again, I think we're getting ready to call it a day, guys. Just don't forget that we're getting scooters downtown, which we're getting scooters downtown. I want to know, do we even know who the guy is? Who's the guy? What? An outsider? Who was the genius bringing up scooters to Eagle Pass?
Well, like
seriously,
I said,
I was in Houston and it was so annoying. I saw a scooter bumping into a lady, and me and my buddy were like, man, that kid ran into this big lady, and they're like flies everywhere. But I mean, so annoying passing you. And again, hopefully nothing happens. And did it pass already? Is it already a solid deal?
No, right now they approved to enter an agreement with them, a memorandum of understanding. From there, I believe the company has to find somebody here locally to partner with. And then from there, they're going to take the next steps. I even think that the city's not going to get paid anything out of it for the first year.
Wow.
If I'm not mistaken. But guys, we thank you for being, this is the Lonestar podcast. We had a great turnout tonight. We appreciate it, guys. I invite you one more time. If not, you can wait till we put a video up on our page. But check out the city council meeting that happened this afternoon, this evening. Check out the reaction
Very
from our local.
In fact, I might even go watch it again right now.
And I mean, like I said, it's nothing personal. We're just trying to do what we think is right. And that's what anybody can do in their lifetime is just do.
It's called freedom of speech. It's,
not harassment.
Not harassment. Hey, again, ya nomás oyen una palabra aquí, Nico Path, and everybody starts getting butthurt. Come on, guys.
No,
I mean, if you don't like it, don't go into politics. You know.
I mean, we're not here to damage anybody in the community. We're here to help our community. If you don't feel that way, I mean, it's not, it's not my fault that you feel some type of way about me trying to do the right thing and tell my story, my, truth, just like Billy has his truths. We may not agree on everything like we mentioned earlier. But you know what? There's the respect to where I'm not going to say he's harassing me.
Don't harass me, bro.
Well, guys, like I said, great show today. Here with Billy Perez.
Guys, stay safe out there. God bless each and one of you, even my haters. I will.
You had quite
a few haters. Hey, that's okay. I embrace it. Yo nunca he dicho that I'm an angel. By no means. Because I go to a Christian church. Because I have a great pastor. Nunca he dicho, I never hide nothing. I don't have nothing to hide. I embrace those comments and, thank you for bringing them up. It's okay. At least I'm here showing up, Isaac. Aquí está mi carita. It's not going anywhere. And I will always bring it. Let's do our due diligence of what we can do to make better our community. Whether we're right, we're wrong, or we disagree or agree, but it will never be harassment.
Well, guys, again, Billy Perez, Isaak Ruiz is a Lonestar podcast. We thank you for tuning in. Be sure to tune in for more. We'll see you. Thank you, guys.
Peace.